Why do you have to buy an annuity? Hi, I'm Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states. We're going to answer that loaded question. By the way, never ask that to any other agent other than me. But we're going to cover all of that, the good, the bad, the ugly, the benefits, the limitations of annuities after this. So why should you never buy an annuity? If you listen to most advisors out there, they say never buy an annuity because they only think there's a one type of annuity. You should never buy an annuity if you're looking for market growth. That's the bottom line. That's what separates me, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, top agent in the country, because I understand markets. I used to work for UBS and Payne Weber and Dean Witter and Morgan Stanley, managing money and understanding true market growth. When I became the mythical, loved person of Stan the Annuity Man, I was appalled out here how annuities were pitched and sold and promised and all that stuff. They are not market growth products. Now, variable annuities have mutual funds inside of them, were put on the planet in 1955 for tax-deferred growth. I get that, but every variable annuity has limitations on the choices that you have. Disclaimer alert, I don't sell variable annuities because I don't sell anything that goes down or has the potential to go down. You own an annuity for what it will do, not what it might do. And the will do are the contractual guarantees, and the might do is the hypothetical, theoretical, back-tested, projected, agent, hopeful return scenarios, unicorns chasing butterflies, stuff, sales pitches that you hear. Contractual guarantees only. Annuities are contracts. So you should never buy an annuity under the guise of potential returns, under the guise of back-tested returns. I got a call the other day. Guy said, well, this guy showed me that if I'd owned it 10 years ago, I would have made 7%, 8%, 9%, 10%. I'm like, stop! Back-tested is nonsense. That's like saying, hey, Stan the Annuity Man, if you'd have done 100 sit-ups every day for the last 10 years, you'd have six-pack abs. Spoiler alert, I don't have six-pack abs. You don't either. The point is, you can't look at back-tested returns. In fact, they're illegal in some states, or they're getting ready to be illegal in some states. They shouldn't even show you. That's juicing the numbers. Okay, so if you're looking for market growth, if you're looking for that 7, 8, 9, 10% market growth, do not buy an annuity of any type. I don't care what anyone shows you. Now, just a little bit of an alert here, because there will be some agents say, well, I can get you 7% guaranteed. I can get you 8% guaranteed. That's an income rider. That's monopoly money in a phantom account that can only be used for income. That's not Jimmy Carter yield. Jimmy Carter's building houses in Atlanta. There is no yield like that. We all know that, okay? If it sounds too good to be true, it is every single time. So with annuities, you buy the contractual guarantees. So is it a good time to buy an annuity? Promise me this. Promise me. Look me. Come here. Never ask that question. Because the answer is always going to be, yeah, it's the perfect time to buy an annuity right now. No. Doesn't mean it's the right time or the wrong time. There is no perfect time. The perfect time, the right time to buy an annuity is when the contractual guarantees of that annuity type, remember there's lots of types, make sense for your specific situation. That's when it's the right time to buy an annuity. What kills me in the industry is agents don't ask the questions. Remember my two questions. What do you want the money to contractually do, and when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? From those two answers, I can tell you, A, if you don't need an annuity, and then B, if you do, what type will provide the highest contractual guarantee. Do not allow people to fit a product into your life. The product has to be your life. The product has to be the solution to what you're looking for, okay? So is there a good time to buy an annuity? Only if the contractual guarantees make sense for your specific situation. So going back to the original question, why do you have to buy an annuity? The answer is you don't need to buy an annuity. Annuities aren't for everybody, but I will tell you how to determine if you need one or if it makes sense to go shop for the highest contractual guarantees. And even after that, you might decide, hey, I don't want an annuity. I've come up with two very simple ways to figure this out. Two questions. What do you want the money to contractually do? When do you want those contractual guarantees to start? From those two answers, I can determine if you do not need an annuity at all, or if an annuity type fits and can provide the highest contractual guarantee for your specific situation, and if it makes sense for us to quote that for you. The other thing I've come up with is PIL, the acronym PIL. P stands for principal protection, I stands for income for life, L stands for legacy, and the other L stands for long-term care, confinement care. Do it again. Principal protection, income for life, legacy, long-term care / confinement care. If you do not need to contractually solve for one or more of those items in the PIL, you do not need an annuity of any type. period. So let's go back to the two questions. Let me do a couple of scenarios and answer the questions for you and give you an example of how it works. So what do you want the money to contractually do? And your answer is, I need income. Okay? You need lifetime income. Second question, when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? Your answer, I need it to start pretty soon, within a year. Then we're down to one product, a single premium immediate annuity. We'll quote all carriers for the highest contractual guarantee. By the way, annuity quotes are like a gallon of milk. They expire every 7 to 10 days. That doesn't mean you need to make the decision in every 7 to 10 days, but the only way to lock in those contractual guarantees is to go through the application process with us, and we'll take care of everything from start to finish. Let's do another example. What do you want the money to contractually do? I just want to protect the principal, Stan. I just want to make sure I don't lose a penny. When do you want those contractual guarantees to start? I'd like for them to start now. Okay, now we're down to two products. We're down to a multi-year guarantee annuity, which is the annuity industry's version of a CD. And we're also down to a fixed indexed annuity, which is a CD product as well. I know that's not what you've heard, but it's a CD product designed in 1995 to compete with CDs. And oh, by the way, spoiler alert, that's what they've done since 1995. So let's do one more. What do you want the money to contractually do? Answer, income. When do you want those contractual guarantees to start? I need that income to start, Stan, say 7 or 8 years from now. Great. We're down to two types of annuities. The first type is a deferred income annuity, also can be called a QLAC if you're using IRA assets. And the other is income riders. Income riders attached to indexed or variable annuities. Both of those products, deferred income annuities and income riders, can guarantee a future lifetime income stream starting at a future date, and I can tell you to the penny what that lifetime income stream will be 7, 10, 9 years from now, etc. So you understand that? What do you want the money to contractually do? When do you want those contractual guarantees to start? And the PIL acronym, Principal Protection, Income for Life, Legacy, Long-Term Care, Confinement Care. It's really that simple. Last, I get calls all the time, and I do encourage you to call me at theannuityman.com, 800-509-6473. I answer my own calls. How about that? So the call comes in, the guy goes, you know, Stan, I've been pitched this indexed annuity. What I've been shown on the back-tested numbers is that it's principal protected, and I'm going to get 7 to 9% type returns, and they're going to lock in all the way. Should I go ahead and buy that product, Stan the Annuity Man? Simple answer, no, you shouldn't, because it's not going to work like that. If you think that there's market upside with full downside protection, you're going to get year after year market upside, please don't buy an indexed annuity. Indexed annuities were designed for CD type returns. And I think I can sum up that question that he came with, and I convinced him actually to do a short-term MYGA ladder, fixed rate annuity ladder, just because I didn't feel it was appropriate for him to lock in that indexed annuity that was pitched to him over a 10-year time period. The point is this, there's not an annuity of any type that's better than another annuity. Annuities are commodity products and should be shopped for like you shop for a plane ticket. So when you go to shop for plane tickets, unless you're on some rewards system for some airline, right? You shop for the best price based upon where you want to go and how you want to travel. So with annuities, same thing. What do you want the money to contractually do, and when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? And then we shop all carriers for the highest contractual guarantee at that specific time. And these quotes change. So if you're being pitched, hey, this is the best annuity for you, translation, it's the best annuity for the selling agent, or they're just lazy and they've only learned one product. These are commodity products. Annuities are commodity products, so never forget that. Shop all carriers for the highest contractual guarantee. Hey, time for props. Annuities are contracts. Buy the steak, not the sizzle. See you next time on Stan the Annuity Man YouTube channel.